Hello, everybody. What's going on? Let me know if you all can hear me. What is my audio doing? What up? I know I might be looking crazy, but I just had to pop on and had this conversation with y'all. So let me open up the comments. If you all can, okay, cool. Okay, let's get into it. So I haven't been live in quite some time. And for good reason. Your girl been busy. Can we put busy in the chat? Your girl been busy. So the last time you all probably heard from me was maybe a couple weeks. And we have been making a ton of headway here at the UnCloned Media headquarters. Okay. I didn't even get a chance to send out a text message. So I don't know how many people going to be on here. That's not the point. That's the whole purpose of replays and all the things. But if you know an entrepreneur who should be here, then invite them or tag them into the live. So let me briefly introduce myself and then we're going to dive into it. So my name is Audria Richmond. I'm a marketing and launch strategist. I work directly with my clients to teach them how to build uncloned brands. I'm the girl you come to when you want to become the obvious choice in your industry. So how many of you all know that we recently launched the UnCloned Launch Circle? Just put yes in the chat if y'all like, oh yeah, I'm in it or whatever. Just let me know if you all know what I'm talking about. All right. So the UnCloned Launch Circle is our new membership where we teach you step by step every single month how to launch a particular launch style into your business. Okay. And let me just say it went gooder than good, greater than great, amazing than amazing. Right. And I think it's important to note that y'all, like it did way more than what I thought it was going to do. My goal was 100 people and we ended up getting 240 people. Okay. That was my goal. My goal was 100 people. We had 240 people to actually sign up. Give me 1 second, y'all. Okay. Give me 1 second. I think I am going to send out a text message because I feel like my people would beat me up if I did not tell them that I was live. So give me 1 second. 1 second. Let me send that to them. Give me 1 second, y'all. What they said they would be salty. I know. That's why I said, no, you tripping. Go and send that damn text message out. Give me 1 second. Because I'll be like ready to go. And I have to keep in mind that that's the whole purpose of getting on the text club. So you can know when I'm live. So I just sent that out. Hopefully they're able to get on here in time. All right. Okay, cool. So we launched the UnCloned Launch Circle. If you all want to join, it's open. You can go to unclonedlaunchcircle.com. But recently I made a huge decision to not do our conference next year. And I want to talk about that. Okay. And obviously our brand is all about being uncloned. And if you don't know what uncloned means, it means to challenge the norms, to be the first to do it first. That's what it means to be uncloned. Uncloned also means it's a state of being. Right. That's why it's kind of hard to kind of measure up. What does it mean to be uncloned? Being uncloned means that you trust yourself. Being uncloned means that you are cool with who you are and how you think and how you process information. You don't seek approval. You're not looking for someone to give you an attaboy or a thumbs up for things that you're doing. And when you are talking about being uncloned, you are influenced by your own decisions. Right. Just put got it in the chat if you know what I mean. Okay. Just put got it in the chat if you know what I mean. Okay. Now, I just had a Q&A call, well, a coaching call with my coach. I'm a part of the TSP Mastermind, and I just had a coaching call with my coach, Coach Pam. And y'all, she said something, and it sparked this conversation that we're having right now. And one of the things that we talked about so much, but I was telling her like why I chose to not do my conference. And a big part of why I was thinking about not doing my conference to begin with was I felt like a part of me was peer led. So I'm gonna give you all the reasons why I decided to cancel the conference. That doesn't mean that we won't do events. Matter of fact, we are going to be doing like smaller, intimate events. But I just didn't feel like now was the time to do a huge, big conference, right? And so one of the reasons that I decided to cancel is because I didn't feel like I have enough team yet. In order to put on a conference, you need a lot of team, and not just the team for the event, but the team for the support of whatever they're investing in. So if your clients are signing up for a mastermind, who's gonna coach and support the mastermind? If your clients are signing up for a done for you service, who's gonna support them and do the done for you service? If you're selling coaching, who's gonna do the fulfillment? So I think oftentimes when people are thinking about what they want to do and like how they want to show up and sell, they're not necessarily always thinking about, can you all hear me? I don't know. Is my audio good? I need to fill my audio out. I think it is, but real quick, 1 second. Sound levels. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, cool. My audio is good. Okay, cool. And oftentimes when you are when you put on a big event, you need bandwidth. And y'all hear me talk about that a lot. Bandwidth and capacity. Do you have enough bandwidth? Do you have enough capacity? Because oftentimes when people are selling you into these huge programs, the bandwidth and the capacity is not there. And I didn't necessarily want that headache, right? I didn't want that headache. I didn't want that feeling that I was having, because I had went to the TSP Mastermind event in October, and we have hot seats. And I was in a hot seat, and my question for my hot seat was around, should I be doing my conference? I had this huge question mark of my fear around the conference. And a lot of them asked me like, well, why are you afraid to do the conference? It makes a lot of money. You big time. You will sell tickets, so on and so forth. But that wasn't my problem. I've never had fear around would people buy tickets. My fear wasn't around whether or not people would see the value in it, or whether or not I should or shouldn't do it. It was more about who's going to serve the people at the level at which I want to serve them. And because of that truth, because I said of that, I literally said to myself, we kind of concluded in my hot seat that I have a team problem, not a event problem. Does that make sense what I'm saying? Because I'm about to go deep, right? I'm about to go deep, and hopefully y'all got time. Okay. Because your girl been sitting around marinating, doing all the things, right? So in October, we realized, okay, you got a people problem. So I met with my coach, and when I met with my coach, we had concluded that, okay, cool, you need to go and hire, right? You need to hire. And so the goal was to hire 2 coaches by the end of December. That was the goal. And so as you all don't know this, but I've hired 7 of the 8. I'm still waiting on one of them to respond. But I ended up, my goal is to hire 8 coaches. And I went overkill with hiring, and I'll tell you why in a moment. But during that time, I thought I had like an event problem. Should or should not do the event, so on and so forth. And we concluded that my fear was around being able to service that many people. So if I'm trying to get, 200 people in a room or 250 people in a room, I just want y'all to know, like, getting 250 people on a live stream or to come to a virtual conference, it's not the same it's not the same thing as getting 250 people to raise their hand to buy a ticket or a flight, or getting 250 people to buy a hotel room, or getting 250 people to come and actually sit at your conference, or getting 250 people to commit and show up each day of your conference. It is not a small undertaking on no levels. And the last thing I wanted to do was put something that's such a big project on my plate, all to realize that I don't have team. So that was the thing we kind of concluded with. So I was like, okay. And so once I started talking to my coach, it was, and I talked to some of my friends, they're like, you be good, you will have a coach, so on and so forth. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I ended up hiring another event planner to help me with my event. And I'm like, okay, I got the event planner and I got this going on. So this what, and I'm just telling y'all the God honest truth. Like, this is the conversation I'm having with y'all is the same conversation I would be having with a friend. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I'm not like leaving nothing out. I'm keeping it a buck with you. And so I hired an event planner because I felt like that would like help me fill this void. And then after that, I was in a group interviewing people to work here. And my event planner was sending me messages. Hey, did you get my email? Did you have a chance to look at the hotel? I've got some contracts. Ping me when you can. Do you have a moment to talk? And in that moment, in real time, I realized that having an event is not a priority. Do y'all get what I'm putting down? Just put got it. Right? If you getting what I'm putting down, just put got it. And so I said, I need to hire. I'm in the process of hiring. I need help. I need people. I don't need an event, right? People know I can serve them well. People know that if you buy something from me, it's going to be solid. But one thing I don't want to do is kill myself at the expense of trying to be cool. I don't want to kill myself at the expense of trying to be cool. I need more people. I need more coaches. I need more support. I need more. And I don't need more to-dos. And in that moment, this is no shade to my event planner. She don't even know this. In that moment, I realized I don't have the bandwidth to plan an event and hire. It's like trying to save. Like, I felt like trying to do the event and hire at the same time was kind of like drowning and trying to save yourself. It's like, can you imagine drowning and trying to save yourself at the same time? Like, that's how I felt. I'm drowning, but I'm trying to save myself at the same time. And so, because I have a lot of respect for my friends and my peers, a big part of me felt like I needed to do an event. This is your time. You've been in the game a long time. People love the UnCloned brand. People love you. Right? And at one point, I was like, I got to do a conference. Because if I don't do a conference, will I be cool? Like, will my friends still mess with me? I'm just being 100 with y'all. It might sound cloned as hell, which is why I named this live stream. I'm I call it I'm a clone at times too, or I'm a clone sometimes. And that was clone thinking. That was clone behavior. I thought that if I didn't have an event at the scale in which my friends were doing it, that I wasn't doing enough. And that's not true. And I think it's important to understand what season you're in and where you're at, right? And I had a tough decision to make. Do I put on the conference or do I hire? Then I went through, okay, I made the decision that I need to focus on hiring. How do I announce it to my community? I was on the phone with my event planner and she was like, just tell them that, you're postponing it. They don't need to know the why. And you all know me. I'm very transparent, just like I am in this live. I said, I'm going to tell them why. I just got to figure out how I want to say it, because I want to be conscious of the fact that people are excited about this, but I also have to hold space for myself. This is time for me to be kind of selfish, but also keep in mind what my community want, right? And I said, hey y'all, the conference is postponed until I don't know when, because we are deciding to prioritize hiring. Okay? That's what we're prioritizing. People. I need people who got my back. I need people who can help me grow and scale this business. I need people who can serve my clients at the highest level. I need people who can serve at the feet of the success that my clients deserve. I don't want to be another program, another coach, or another membership where you join it and you get left to the wayside, right? That ain't me. That ain't never been my thing. But I also don't want to kill myself at that expense of trying to serve my clients at this level. And it was cute for a little while, right? It was a cute, during the startup phase, but we're in growth mode. So that means I need way more people. And, one of our coaches in TSP, her name is Coach Michelle. One of the things that she said was like, hey, what's the number one thing you're avoiding? But if you focused on it, it will scale your business. And for me, it was hiring. And not just any old hiring. I'm not talking about like traditional hiring. I'm talking about like, because I would hire like one person, then I'll wait, sometimes years or a month. Then I hire another person. And I was like, no, if you trying to grow your business for real, like you say you want to grow it, you going to have to stop tapping and you got to start pushing it. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Some of y'all are tapping some stuff that you're supposed to be pushing. Do y'all get what I'm putting down? Just put yes in the chat. Because oftentimes we get so caught up in other stuff that don't move the needle when the thing you should be focusing on is the thing that's going to take you to a whole nother level. And so for me, if I get my people game on lock, what do you think that means for the UnCloned brand? Think about that. So if you've been saying we're hiring, go to the UnCloned Careers website. We're hiring. One thing I've been trying to focus on, I'm not being desperate in our hiring efforts. Let me also preface that. I feel very, very, very confident in the people that I have selected to hold space and be a face for the brand, right? And so we are about to bring on 17 independent contractors to support us with our needs. And then if I feel like a good portion of those people would be good fit for the organization, I would be inviting them into full-time positions. And so I'm learning a lot of things about benefits and benefit packages and profit sharing and all of these things that you're just not being taught if you have a solopreneur mindset. Years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, I decided to put on my CEO hat. And when you decide to put on your CEO hat, you ain't doing a lot of janky stuff that you used to doing. That means getting you a legal team. That means getting your contracts in order. That means getting your IP protected. That means understanding how your money work. That means, for me, it meant improving my personal credit. It meant growing business credit. It meant if I got capital to grow the business, understanding how capital works to grow the organization. I was doing all these legitimate things, but the thing I kept running away from was hiring. And I'm going to tell you why I avoided hiring for a long time. Because like I said, I have been hiring, but not at the scale at which I desire to grow. I have not been hiring at the scale in which my vision requires, right? And so one of the things that, oh my God, I said this to my husband last night. And let me drink some water. It's hard. When you got to drink some water, it's already hard coming out. Give me a second. Give me 1 second. I was talking to my husband last night, and I just told my coach this. I said the reason that I had so much fear around hiring is because I don't like asking for help. I'm going to let that sit with you for a second, right? And I said one thing about being a Black person, and most Black people, we hate asking for help. We hate feeling like a burden. We hate, we just hate overexerting ourselves for help. Like just this desire, like it's all ego. We want to feel like I can handle it. I can do it on my own. I got this. I don't necessarily need the help. That's all ego. I literally, my Coach Pam, she just ripped me a new one. She was like, why are you not asking questions in the group? More questions. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't you leaning on the support that you're paying for? which is crazy because I also do it with my clients. I have my clients in our mastermind come and ask questions. Some of them ask more questions than some, and some of them sometimes apologize for having so many questions. And I'm like, why are you apologizing for having so many questions? You're paying to be here. And oftentimes we're paying to be a part of something, but we're not asking for the help, right? And so for me, even though I'm paying people who will be helping us, it still feels like I'm asking for help, but I need help. And that's why I said letting go of ego and not making it personal, right? And so I'm saying all that to say that I'm at a place now where I need help. I need more help than I could probably imagine right now. And I am letting my ego go die slow death so I can get to where I need to go as a CEO, as a leader. And this is what I will say, because some of you all may be thinking, well, why is she having this conversation with us? I'm having this conversation with you all because I feel like you never get to see what CEOs are thinking on a day-to-day basis. Do y'all get what I'm saying? Like oftentimes when you always see a company growing real fast, but you never get to see those internal thoughts, those internal challenges. There's also not a lot of content for the transitioning solopreneur. Because I was a solopreneur. You couldn't tell me that I couldn't do my own graphics and run my own funnels and do my own lunches and write my own copy and bang out my own graphics and coach my own clients and do my own HR and do my own accounting and run my own books. And you couldn't tell me I want the shit when it came to that. But the truth is, you only going to get so far. There's a cap on DIY. I don't know if someone ever told you this, but DIY and solopreneurship will only get you so far, right? And so we have to learn how to embrace big boss thinking. That means getting your house in order. That means getting your legal in order. That means getting your books in order from an accounting perspective. That means getting your team in order. Hence what I'm focused on. So the reason I wanted to have this conversation is because as you all are transitioning into CEO mode, because it's easy to say I'm a CEO, but then when it's time to like look at the books or do the accounting or get the legal or do whatever, you turn into a solopreneur real quick. I think I can do that on my own. I think I got this. I think I can find somebody on Fiverr to do this for me. You can't dip it. You either gonna be a CEO and do it for real, or you gonna continue to play small and stay in your solopreneur house. So I've decided that I'm about to burn that shit down to the ground, the little solopreneurship mindset, because if I'm going to embrace being a boss and being a CEO, there's things that got me here that won't get me there that I got to kill at the stake. So hopefully this was helpful and insightful. If you all want to learn how to work with me, I'm quite sure you'll see a sales or marketing message from me somewhere where you know how to buy from me. But I wanted to have this conversation with you all because I feel like there isn't a lot of talk for the transition in solopreneur. And honestly, I feel like that might be something I want to tap into because, my friends, they laugh at me all the time, right? And they don't mean anything by it. Everybody joke with me, but they always call me the small business champion. They say, you the small business champion. You have such a heart for the underdogs and the solopreneurs and the small business owners. And I do. When we, as a Black woman living in America, I didn't have a blueprint on how to be a boss or how to be a CEO or how to run a business or how to hire or all of that. I'm going to be honest with you. The thought of hiring scares the living shit out of me. It does. When I think about hiring, I think about all the things. Okay, do I have the right contracts? Did I ask the right questions during an interview? Are we building a brand or a culture where people want to work and support? Like just thinking through all of these things. But again, oftentimes people are not privy to those thoughts. And I think it's important to share that level of transparency as the people's champion, as you could say, or the small business champion, because I realize that oftentimes people don't make space for us And I think it's important for us to have these conversations if we're going to elevate to the next level. So, anywho, hopefully you all found value in this. If you have any questions, you can ask it in the chat. If not, we're going to end on a good note. So if you all have any questions, let me know. And then we go from there. Appreciate your transparency. Thank you. Yes. 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 I love that. I love what you said about breaking the chain, that mental barrier of like having to keep it all together. Thank you so much for this. You're welcome. Let me see if we have any other questions that popped up. That's because deep down we don't want to let down, and that's a trick of the enemy. Absolutely. And it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to change your mind. It's okay to cancel. It's okay to say not now. It's okay to say next time. It's okay to say, you know what? I don't even want to, I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. Right? Because one thing that we have a hard time with, and somebody had brought this to my attention, and I didn't even know that that's what I was doing. Somebody had said to me, you don't realize what you did for the small business community by actually canceling your conference. That's what someone said to me. They said, you have no idea what you just did by just the mere fact of just saying, I'm not doing it. Because oftentimes when we commit to something, we always feel like we are losers if we uncommit a thing. And I was reading this boundaries book, and one of the things she talks about in this book is like, you can change your mind. Right? For some reason, we don't think that that's an option for us, that we can't change our mind. You can change your mind. You can opt out of things. You can decide you don't want to do anything. So anyway, the whole purpose of this video was about, yes, I was having a clone moment. I was having clone thoughts. And when I got down to the root of who I am and what I want, I decided to cancel the conference. And I'm going to be canceling a lot of things that doesn't feel authentic to me, my brand, or the people I want to serve. So with that being said, hopefully you all are going to go and live an uncloned life and continue to build an uncloned brand. And thank you all so much for checking out this video. Until next time, y'all, peace out.